Bless you, Joe.
My brethren, we are infected with a rank pestilence. And though it comes upon us without boil or blemish, without fever or phlegm, its symptoms are no less severe. More so, for man's very soul is ravaged and kept in sickness. The disease I speak of is the disease of liberality. It maketh men weak, and when man is weak, he tolerates all around him. When man is weak, he is forced to greet those abominations of God with politeness and mercy. When man is weak, he turns from God, and there shall be no mercy for those that turn away from the Almighty. For we are told, Be ye not unequally yoked with unbelievers? For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what commission hath light with darkness? Brethren, what do we see on these very streets but unrighteousness and darkness, aiding Satan himself to carry out his wicked works? And there is none more guilty in aiding the forces of evil than this here church. I tell ye, brethren, this is the place from whence the disease springeth forth, and the place too where ye shall smite it.
How much for a tumble, Mary?
Ha! You couldn't afford me.
Too right. Lost half my fucking songs the other day.
You didn't. Oh, Aoife, I'm sorry. You know him by heart, though, don't you?
Some. It's still trouble I could well do without. Here, you'd have laughed. This proper cove kept shoving his oar in. Just stood there gawking with his dog and getting in the way.
Sounds familiar.
Been a right shite week all in all.
Like every week, then.
This one'll take some beating.
Aoife, you alright?
Not really. Missed me monthlies.
You're with child.
Fuck.
I'm your friend. You know that, don't you?
I know. Thanks, Mary. Here, I need to get back to it. Here, enough of all that. I heard a joke there.
Ethel, I'm ashamed of you. I saw that Frenchman in the conservatory kissing you repeatedly. Why didn't you tell him to stop?
I couldn't tell him to stop, Jack.
You couldn't? Why not?
Because I can't speak French.
Not even a little smile. Oh, I can't please them all. Don't look at me like that. I'm worried enough as it is. I'll be fine. More to life than what's in my belly. Come back when you can laugh at my jests. Even the ones that ain't funny.
Would you like some advice, my dear? Never get married. It'll only fry your nerves as it has mine. Have you ever heard of Mariani wine tonic? Ever so good for a woman's constitution. I should be through the bottle by the week's end, I assure you. A pleasant day to you.
I ain't done nothing.
I never said you had.
Bullshit.
Charlie Bennett. Where'd you hear that kind of language?
You, Miss Mary.
Oh, just don't repeat it.
I'll try. Can't promise nothing, though.
You're not down on the Thames today?
No, Miss Mary. I was taking a short break from larking.
Oh, why's that?
And now went through me foot when I was searching the banks. So Ma says Penny can take Emma to Covent Garden for Cress in the meantime.
Oh, how old is Emma now? 5? Oh, and helping her mum?
Never too young to start earning your keep, Miss Mary. Oh, you don't have to worry. We'll be right as rain in no time.
Good to know, little man.
I've been thinking.
What is it, Charlie?
Do you think I'll ever be more than a mudlark, Miss Mary?
Where's this come from all of a sudden?
I just thought, being that I can read and write and all, perhaps...
You can be whatever you want to be, Master Bennett. You just need to work hard and find the right place. Now go and fry your face. I'm sick of the sight of you.
I've got more business to attend to, Miss Mary. Did you spot my new hat? Only the best for old Charlie. An old man with a huge bag sold it to me. He did me a right good deal, he did. He mumbled a lot, but I think I got myself some money off. I think. Have a lovely day, Miss Mary.
Ah, another new face. Good morning, young lady, and a like a sailing ship.
No, much bigger. 4 huge chimneys on it.
Oh, that sounds big.
But I'm cold, see? And that's when I notice that I'm underwater. And so's the ship. And all the people, they're floating around me.
That's enough to make anyone's petals drop off.
It's a relief to wake up sometimes, I can tell you.
You know, there are some who say dreams have meaning.
How's that, sir?
In that they're a sort of premonition of what's to come.
Is that what you think?
I know it's a dicky old world, and there's lots about it we don't understand. But some of the biggest mysteries are the folk in it. Let's see if we can't make up a draft to help you sleep a bit better. Would you mind helping me gather the ingredients, miss?
Name's Mary Kelly, sir.
Well, let's get started then, Mary. Oh my, yes. That'll work a treat. Very well done. colour to them at all.
Mostly not, sir. Now, I'd love to be the colour of milk, but it don't work out that way for the most of us.
Fascinating. I'm hopeful the rot will end soon. London has been poisoned. You can smell it, can't you? There are only so many cures. I hope you get a good night's sleep soon. In any case, I'll see.
Pretty pasties for pretty ladies. Fresh off the market, guaranteed to last you the week. Penny a bunch of blooms. Finest blooms in all of Whitechapel. Oi, Mary! Saved you an orange. Best one it is.
Not today, Esther, love.
Oh.
Oh, don't be sad. I'm just not angry is all.
It ain't the orange, Mary. It's just... I really want a dog, but Mum, she won't let me. Says we can hardly feed ourselves, but we could. I know we could. I just got to sell enough oranges.
Keeping animals is expensive. Don't you think your mum could use that money for food or rent?
You sound just like her.
Oh, I'm sorry, love.
Well, I ain't giving up, no matter what anyone says. If I got a dog, I'd play with it so much. I'd walk it, and brush its hair, and throw a stick for it, and rub its belly. I'd train it to do tricks. I saw a dog shake hands once. My dad'd like it. I know he would. I got to get back to the oranges. They won't sell themselves.
Mary! Oh, Mary! Over here! Mary!
All right, miss. My apologies, but there'll be no time for chatting today. The force is stretched right thin, what with this horrid business. Please offer a statement, or I must ask you to leave.
What horrid business?
You mean you haven't heard? Well, last night... Oh, there I go again. No, caught myself this time, didn't I? Oh, I think I'll be right proud. Please, leave if you have no statement to make, miss. Good day. Bet you haven't guessed, but I've got a bit of a loose tongue. Got me in trouble more times than one, I'll tell you now. Not like old Vic. He'd have nails through his hands like our Lord Jesus, and he'd not say a word. What a man. A good day to you, miss. Be on your way now.
A fine day, isn't it?
You might go as far to say Whitechapel looks pretty in the light.
Perhaps not that far.
Excuse my asking.
Sweden. I knew what you planned to ask from the look on your face. That was a long time ago, mind. Accents? Pick up on accents, I suppose.
Ah, I see. It is only fair. Wales. A long time ago, that wasn't all.
It is a blessing these small things follow us, despite being so far from home.
You seem to have spent a long time here, though, if you don't mind my saying.
20 years or so. So desperate to see the country as many were. After losing a child in Gothenburg, it felt like time for a new beginning.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
Oh, that is life, is it not?
Yes.
My apologies. I'm often told that it is wrong to wear your heart on your sleeve in London, yet I do often. Good day to you, miss. Thank you for such kind conversation. There is a young girl down the way. She sells such sweet oranges. My name is Elizabeth Stride. I'd forgotten to say. How silly. I apologize. I do run away with myself at times. I hope you do not think me strange. So nice to talk to you. Good day to you.
Morning, girl. I was hoping to see your ugly mug today.
You must be able to read my mind.
Oof, let's hear it then.
Mr. Wick, you know, the curiosity chap needs an extra pair of hands. I suggested yours.
How kind.
Anything for a friend.
Ooh, you got some lovely flowers today, girl. You'll be fighting them off?
Don't matter how pretty they are. Ever since that awful business with Mrs. Nichols, folks been right turned off, they have. Can't say I blame 'em. Seems wrong somehow. Just carrying on.
Yeah. Well, we ain't much choice, have we?
Like everything else then.
It'll blow over soon enough, Kitty. People don't take long to forget.
I hope you're right. Speaking of blowing over, is Joe?
Nah. Mr. Barnett don't forget a storm quickly. We still ain't speaking.
What's got him nabbed this time?
Ugh. Money troubles. Ain't that just the way?
Shame. He seemed like a good man.
Yeah. Still sends me my keep in the post.
I need to find myself one like that. Who knows? Perhaps we're in for a stroke of luck. Remember, Mr. Whittock, don't go giving me a bad name. Stay out of trouble, Mary. Come by again if you get the time. You know I like your company. Oh, you're a good 'un, Mary. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Good day.
I lived here when I was young, you know. But I don't think I grew up to be a good man. I drank, I fought, I stole. For my crimes, I was sent away. Please, don't leave me.
Here, don't you look like the spit of my daughter? Come back from the grave to haunt this old moke, eh? If you're here to see the fire, you're about a week late. Still a bit of looting to be done, though, you know, if you're partial. Off you go, then.
I've gone right cakey, because I could swear that dog is following me. How does it know where he's going? Where's Mr. Jenkins? Bloody thing, fuck off! Whittock's Wonders, my big toe. Dusty old shit. I've come about the work, sir. Kitty sent me.
Ah, you must be Mary Jane. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. Ready to spread the good word about my fine establishment?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Splendid. Furnish thyself, child.
You want me handing out pamphlets, sir?
Why, you do not distribute mere pamphlets.
No?
My dear, you will be as Beatrice, leading them to paradise.
Who's she when she's at home?
Oh, never mind. Mary Jane, what I offer here is salvation. For too long have the people of Whitechapel languished in ignorance, which I am afraid to say is the cause of much of the wrongdoing we see upon these very streets. We have forgotten who we are. A nation built by heroes, from whom we can trace our best habits and institutions. I shall remind them of this fact. We shall remind them.
And I'll be... Interest you in an exhibition on King Arthur?
Not for me, Miss Kelly. I ain't sharp enough for the likes of that. I'll see if me pa's interested, though.
Oh, bless you, Henry. Hey, what's got you in such fine spirits, Master Hopkins?
It's nothing, Miss Kelly. Honest.
Oh, have you taken a fancy to me, Henry? Is that it?
Oh, I knows not what to say to that, Miss Kelly.
That ain't it at all. Would it happen to be that posh girl from up Spitalfields?
Agnes is a fine girl, Miss Kelly. I have so little to offer a woman like that.
Hey, you've plenty to offer, Henry. What about your pa's job?
Oh, Miss Kelly, I ain't a baker. The old man would have me in a heartbeat. But I miss the people, you know. Let some other lad have it. I'm happy to be on the streets, me.
And Agnes?
Who knows? It's a rummy old world, ain't it? I could be in luck. Sure, I can't be tempting ya. They're still warm. Oh, the way to a lady's heart is through her stomach, Miss Kelly. You just wait and see. Oh, I'm not the baking type. Just imagine, these dirty old hooks in dough, we'd lose all custom. Oh, her's the most glorious thing I've ever laid me lamps on, Miss Kelly. Honest. You look starved. Come on now, not even a bite. Stop back again when me muffins are hot, Miss Kelly.
No, but I'll hide it in my top drawer for you. Thanks for thinking of me, Mary.
Interest you in an exhibition on King Arthur?
What on earth do you expect me to do with that? Toss him in the water for all I care, but you can fuck off with that rubbish. Don't get your hopes up that you'll get familiar with the lads down here. I've enough trouble.
Fuck off, Sid.
Have you nothing better to do? Can't you see I'm working? And it's Mr. Young to you. Now clear off. I don't want to be seen in such bad company.
You didn't mind my company before.
You better watch your tongue, Kelly. You hear me?
You used to have such a gentle way with you, Sid. What happened?
You know what happened.
How do you think I feel? Anna was my friend.
And she's my wife. Anna won't eat. Can't remember nothing. Freddie, he cries and cries. She just looks at him like he ain't even there.
Sid, I'm sorry.
What happened, happened. I ain't denying that. It don't mean I want to speak to you, though. Anna is just angry all the time. When she ain't angry, she cries. I don't even recognise her. Freddie, he's only tiny. I swear to you, he could fit in the palm of my hand. Why are you still here? Fuck off. You know I can't speak to you, Mary.
Morning, Miss Kelly. Fancy an early lunch? Apologies for the smell, my dear. They don't call me fishy for nothing. Ha! Sure I can't tempt you.
They're for an exhibition. Don't chaff me. I need the money.
You know me too well. I may as well have one. Who knows? I might find myself an old song or two in those dusty books.
They had me in for being disorderly. They only let me be when I sobered up enough to carry her. Her just won't take to me. I don't know what else I can do. She won't stop. Getting an eyeful, eh?
Not now, Mary. I'm busy. Ugh, this track ain't laying itself. Scarper. Look, Mary, if you're looking for a fuck, come back later when my hand's ain't otherwise occupied. I know you can't look away when I bend over, but you'll have to wait. Stall your mug.
I see you have no more pamphlets. I trust all went well.
I shan't lie, sir. It was a struggle.
I can imagine. But if one weary soul walks through these doors seeking transcendence, then we shall have succeeded. Now, such valuable work must not go unrewarded.
Thank you, sir. I shall be glad to help again in the future if you have need of it.
I shall keep that in mind, Mary Jane. I see you admiring my latest purchase. I wonder, do you happen to recognize the language in which the text is written?
Oh, looks like Welsh to me, sir.
Well done. It is in fact an ancient dialect, not spoken anymore.
What's it about, if I might ask?
You are familiar with the tales of King Arthur?
A little. My gran used to tell me stories.
Many have told the tale down through the ages. Malory, de Troyes, most recently Tennyson. This book contains one of the earliest and least known versions. Rather primitive, but that is to be expected. Would you like to hear it?
Please, sir.
Why, Mary Jane, can there not be more people like you in this world? The tale begins long ago, in a time of darkness and war, when prophecy foretold that from the chaos would rise a great king named Arthur and his mighty court at Camelot. From far and wide came the bravest of warriors, each pledging their swords to defend the kingdom's glory and ensure peace forevermore across its lands. And from among these warriors there stood one, braver and more glorious than all the rest, Sir Lancelot du Lac, heralded the greatest knight of his age. But while all admired the valiant star in their midst, there was a fiery passion that burned deep within another's heart. Alas, Queen Guinevere knew it to be wrong, and fought to keep her desire hidden, until one day she could not bear the agony any longer, and confessed all. To the Queen's surprise, Lancelot did not chide her words, but instead wept, for in his eternal goodness he had not felt a purer love in all his years, and swore to keep Guinevere's secret until his last breath. Tragedy was almost averted that day, were it not for another who watched from the shadows. It was the sorceress Morgana, Arthur's exiled kin. She too yearned deeply, but not for love. Her prize was the crown upon her brother's head and the title of queen his birth had long denied her. So, that very night, she went transformed to Arthur's chamber, whispering to him her wicked tale. Plagued thereafter was the king with dreadful visions, not of ghouls and ghosts and monstrous fiends, but of friends and lovers committing treachery most foul. Upon his waking, Arthur's torment did not end, for he knew in his heart a nightmarish truth had been revealed. The wretched couple was summoned before the king, who, in such pain, could not bear their presence any longer, and declared them outcast, never again to step foot within Camelot's walls. News of this great turmoil quickly spread throughout the realm, and the dark forces, long defeated, stirred once more. And so, Morgana's evil plan was almost done, as she woke dormant terrors to rain down fire on Arthur's fallen kingdom. Finally, the scheming sorceress was poised to take the crown and rule as Camelot's eternal queen. But a deathly shriek cut her triumph short, and with haste Morgana flew to whence the dreaded noise had come. On a bed of ash she found her enchanted dragon slain, and so too Lancelot returned to save the kingdom and by a noble death redeem his name. With her evil plan thwarted, Morgana raged, but her punishment was not yet over, for the wizard Merlin appeared in judgment of her crime. He passed sentence and bound Morgana to a wretched form, proclaiming the sorceress forever cursed to roam a world of her undoing. But in the act of binding such evil, magic had seeped into the very ground upon which they stood. Some say it was a miracle, others a curious fate. But brave Lancelot did draw breath once more. Second life the knight was granted, and so from Camelot's ashes he did rise and devote his sword and self to protect the weak from harm and keep evil forever at bay.
Oh, what a beautiful story, sir.
The illustrations are also exquisite, are they not?
The drawing puts me in mind of someone. A gentleman I met the other night. He even has the same dog.
Maybe Lancelot has come to Whitechapel to banish evil and lead us all to the light.
I should be off, sir.
Good day to you, Mary Jane. I would give anything to travel back, Mary Jane. Imagine it. A scholar of a bygone age. Vast libraries of precious materials. A wealth of unrivaled knowledge. But I am close, so close. I've a recent patron, a wealthy sort, who allows me to indulge my fancies in return for the knowledge I accrue. Would you believe the patron is a woman? In my opinion, there should be far more ladies studying in the field. Sometimes we antiquaries tire of looking at one another.
Mr. Leach, Is the sleuth hound on the scent?
Why, Mary, have you not heard? The devil has but visited these streets again and claimed another soul.
No.
I knew we had not woken from this nightmare yet. I was not wrong.
Who was she?
Many are reporting the name Civvy.
Mrs. Chapman? Well, she was in the 10 Bells but last night. I left without even speaking to her.
Poor woman. Word has it she were horribly cut. The worst yet.
But it don't make sense. If this leather apron's who they say he is, what would he want with Annie? She never sold herself. Christ, the whole of Whitechapel knows that.
The police would have it different, Mary.
Would they now?
It is my theory this leather apron is but a clever piece of subterfuge by the detective force. They know who the real killer is and hide it from us.
Why would they do such a thing?
What if he's a man of great importance in the world? Man will go to great lengths to hide a scandal, you know. It would not be the first time the powers that be have colluded for such venal reasons.
If you have evidence, you must write it in the paper.
It is evidence that I'm lacking. I travel to Lemon Street this very instant in search of it.
Well, I'm travelling with you and all.
This endeavour isn't without its dangers, Mary.
I'm well acquainted to them, Mr. Leach. Let's go.
There will shortly be a commotion outside. When it occurs, encourage as many of the constables out onto the street as you can.
Where will you be?
By that stage, I hope to be alone in the inspector's room. I won't have long to conduct a search.
Good luck.
Luck is the coward's armour, Mary. Sergeant, I am Mr. Henshaw. I wish to see Inspector Reed in his room.
details. Full name.
Friends call me Ginger. You can too.
Place of residence.
Wherever takes my fancy.
Occupation.
This and that.
You said you had some information for me.
Word has it, Annie were in a scrap with another lodger. Bruised her good and proper, she did. I know what it was about.
By Christ! Please, stay here. I shan't be long.
Sounds like they're as much in the dark as you, Inspector. What sort of monster does that to someone? What in the devil's name's this? Rubbish. Everyone knows Hanbury Street's where you go to bed down when you ain't got rent.
Apologies for keeping you waiting.
Sorry, Inspector. I must go.
Miss, if you have knowledge pertaining to last night's crime, you must tell me.
I was mistaken. I'm sorry to have wasted your time. Please, Inspector, let me go.
it for you. Can't stop. Need to keep on the move. I'm a wanted man.
Ah, Mary Jane.
They had me in for being disorderly. Get a knife!
I know that sweet perfume anywhere.
How are your eyes?
Oh, fine, fine. What are you wearing today?
Oh,
And I don't...
Oh, you ruddy Trisette.
Every time, Mary, I get you
Still sound in your old age, Tom? Oh, it's good to see.
Nah,
No.
I can't recall. It was the first thing he bought.
Not now, you won't. How are you going to find it in your state?
Me can't lose that as well.
Then I'll...
Oh, Mary. You're an angel. Lord knows I'm lucky to have you on my shoulder. You were my father's gold, Miss Kelly. Only thing good I ever owned. Almost had it slip off my finger, I did. Now bastard had what were coming to my father. It's not worth much, but it's priceless to me. You understand? Thank you, Angel.
I am sure, as most of you are aware, Mrs. Mary Ann Nichols was buried this past Thursday at Manor Park Cemetery, in what I am told was a modest and fitting ceremony with close family in attendance. There are, no doubt, some of you here who knew Mrs. Nichols, but as one of our neighbors, she was known to us all. In this spirit, we join together in prayer in the hope that we may find some measure of peace after such a tragic end. O merciful God, the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, who is the resurrection and the life, we meekly beseech thee, O Father, to raise us from the death of sin unto the life of righteousness, that, when we shall depart this life, we may rest in him, and that, at the general resurrection in the last day, we may be found acceptable. My dear Mary.
Good morning, Vicar.
How good of you to come. I take it you knew Mrs. Nichols.
They say she were one of a kind. Give you the shirt off her back, she would.
It is a ghastly business. I cannot fathom what drives someone to commit such horrific acts.
Makes you wonder if he's up there after all.
Mary, you mustn't think that way. Evil exists so that we may choose goodness. Only by the grace of God may we choose correctly.
If you say so, sir.
Enough of that. How have you been? We've missed you.
Would be nice to come more often. Not all of us round here have the luxury.
I know it can be difficult, Mary, but we must try.
I'm sure you'll apologize to the Almighty on my behalf.
And how is Mr. Barnett?
Fine, sir. Last I heard.
Mary, if you are struggling, I know the Hope Town shelter would be happy to receive you. They have helped many women in their time of need.
I'll be fine, sir. Honest, I will.
I shall pray for you.
Thank you, sir.
Remember, Mary, our door is always open. Do let me know if I can do anything for you. I am so terribly sorry about Mrs. Nichols. I would be happy to offer up special prayers for her on your behalf. We'd like to see you here more often, but I understand life has its own path, and if you are in need, do not hesitate to let us know. We do the best that we can for our I shall keep the women in my prayers, Mary.
Here is one now! Come from within the church whence they weep for a dead whore!
Go fry your face, you horrible git!
Begone, harlot, for ye are arrayed in the whore's colour, and have drunk deep from the golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness in her fornication.
Annie Chapman, eh? They're going down like 9 pins, aren't they? Watch yourself, Miss Kelly. It'd be a shame if I were to lose my spark. Mistress Mary, quite contrary, with silver bells and cockle shells.
All I'm saying is there's got to be more to the world than this. Where'd the clouds come from? I don't believe the old world being round rubbish, do you? It doesn't make sense. What do you think? Lewis? Lewis! I'm not that dull.
Meeting anyone here, Mary?
I take it Aberline did not think you complicit in the ruse?
I'm here, aren't I?
I'm sorry, Mary. The inspector's presence was unforeseen.
What is it about him that gets your heckles up so?
A man like Frederick Aberline represents power, Mary. I exist in direct opposition to that power and hold the Aberlines of this world to account.
Mighty honourable of you, Mr. Leach. But I'm afraid you shan't be holding much to account today.
The distraction did not work?
Oh, it worked. I just didn't find no subterfuge as you spoke of. Their money's on Leather Apron. John Piser's his name. Don't know about you, but slipper makers don't strike me as the important type.
You fall for their lies, Mary.
The inspector don't strike me as the crooked sort is all.
Apply pressure to any man and they will bend. Fred Eberline is no exception.
I just can't imagine him keeping such a dreadful secret.
Speaking of secrets, there's a man rife with them.
Fits right in round here.
Word has it he's been asking after work.
He seemed pretty flush that night I saw him in here.
Then that is surely a mystery. And one I must leave you to solve alone.
Well, don't let Ethel catch you. You know how she feels about the whole thing. I tell her you pull the swipers in, but she won't have any of it. Try staying away for a day or two and she'll quickly wise up to it. Nothing hits my Ethel as hard as a bloke. I suppose it could say it's why we married.
Oh, you're still in Whitechapel, Mr. Jenkins. Looking for work, I hear.
We all must earn our keep.
See, now either you got holes in them pockets or someone's had their hands in them.
Wakeful, aren't we?
Have to be round here.
So I am learning.
Saw your dog earlier, walking alone.
Yes, we have lost one another. Given to chasing rats, she is. Once bolted, I cannot call her back. She will return here soon, no doubt.
You want to be careful she don't end up coming to harm.
Faye is more than capable.
So, besides looking for work and having your skin lifted, what are you really doing here?
Must there be something else?
Always is in my book.
It seems Whitechapel does little to inspire faith between its citizens.
Hardly surprising when another turns up with her throat slit.
Do not lose faith. The killer will be found. I am sure of it.
Couple hundred coppers walk these streets and blood is still spilt. I'm beginning to think I'd have better luck.
That would not be wise.
Oh, wouldn't it? What makes you a bleeding expert?
To catch a beast, one must know why it kills.
Or just his name? John Pizer. He's the one they're calling Leather Apron.
You know him?
Huh. I know his type. Had dealings with him enough times. As far as they're concerned, women ain't no better than dogs. If you're looking for a why, Mr. Jenkins, you won't find better than that. You think different?
Mrs. Millwood, assailed on the 25th day of February, restored to health and died 6 days later from natural causes. Mrs. Wilson, slain on the 28th day of March, twice stabbed in the throat. The assailant was heard demanding coin. Mrs. Smith, again assailed for coin, this time by several men. She died 2 days later. And lastly, Mrs. Tabram found dead on the 7th day of August. 39 stab wounds to her body. These are savage acts, but wholly separate.
You're forgetting Polly.
With purpose. Whosoever slew Mrs. Nichols had no hand in these earlier crimes. Her wounds stand apart from the others, and it were not for coin.
Then for what?
That I do not know.
The latest. Annie, Mrs. Chapman. The police say her cuts and the like are the same as Mrs. Nichols. They say something were taken from her.
Taken? What?
It were one of her woman parts.
I must go.
Where to?
I worry Faye has not returned. I shall find her.
I could help.
Good day.
Get you a drink, Mary. What's this? Madam Eves?
Mr. Jenkins was eyeing it. I saw this earlier at the police station.
It doesn't surprise me. Always crackpots offering their services when there's a big mystery to be solved. Load of old rubbish, if you ask me.
Miss Kelly to see you.
My time has a price. One I doubt you can afford.
Old Bill more to your liking, eh? Found one of your calling cards at the station. Thrown in the bin it was.
Some minds are closed, as our purse is empty. Neither are of interest.
Please, I've come for help. Mr. Jenkins recommended you.
I do not know any Jenkins.
Tall, fair hair, up himself. He's got a dog and all. I think he talks to her.
Sit. Tell me what you seek.
Thought that was your job.
You require evidence?
I were only joking.
You have cause to be skeptical. The others were false.
Others?
The others who told you they spoke to your husband.
Joe didn't like me doing it. Said I should let go.
Would you not feel jealous living with a man who yearned for a wife long past? I could make contact with him if you want. But that isn't why you've come here, is it, Mary?
Jesus Christ. You are real.
You do seek a man, yes?
Pizer. John Pizer.
Hold that name in your mind. The tarots show us where we have been and where the path ahead may lead. Select one. The Hermit, reversed. It tells me you do not trust. You often lie.
Maybe I got a good reason.
Pick. The Devil. This is the one you seek.
Yes.
This person is calculated, selfish, and cruel.
Is this working?
Concentrate. Pick again. Justice reversed. You are no stranger to the police.
Occupational hazard.
The High Priestess. There is a woman in your past. Someone you respected.
It can't be my mother. Oh, Madeline?
The Abbess.
Oh, I worked there years ago. How did you know?
Pick another. Oh, the star. This is a good sign. Go to the brothel. You will find what you seek.
I will?
Pick again. Ooh, the moon. Bad things will happen at night.
You mean he'll kill again?
You must be careful. Another card. The Hierophant. It represents the link between the human and divine. Do you go to church?
I try.
Try harder. Pick again. Another good sign. The world reversed. You have opportunity on your side.
Doesn't feel like it.
Embrace your destiny, Mary. Again. The Emperor. This tells me there is a man of power in your life. You are wary of him.
The vicar.
He means well and wants to help you. Pick the final card.
Death.
It means finality. Your journey will come to an end.
Then
it is within your power. The reading is finished.
What do I do now, then?
You have been told where you must go. The rest is up to you.
Time to pay an old friend a visit, then. Good night, Miss Eve. And thank you.
Un fantôme.
Hello, Madeline.
Marie, ma belle, you look like shit.
And whose fault's that?
You have not forgiven me?
Oh, I wish you dead every waking minute.
Oh, that's the Marie I remember.
Does the cunt still work here? I don't see her.
Well, she left not long after you, with the contents of my safe and my most profitable customer.
Ha! So I was right.
You expect me to act on a dream? You have not come back just to reminisce, no?
I'm looking for someone. Been told I'll find some answers here.
Be my guest. It will be good for my girls to see just how green that grass is on the other field. What are the men of the street like? A few thrusts and it's over, I expect. Like vermin, they are. Carry all sorts of... Rarely does a man know how to... I have work to do.
I heard you and Madame talking. You used to work here, didn't you?
Until I was thrown out, yeah.
What's it like working the streets?
Pretty little thing like you wouldn't want to know.
I meant no offence. I'm worried about my friend is all.
Who's that?
Abigail.
Name doesn't ring any bells.
She got sent away a few weeks ago. Madame dismissed her and I haven't heard from her since. I haven't seen her at all.
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. If anything had happened to her, it'd have been in the papers.
But why hasn't she been back then? We told each other everything. We cared for each other.
You'll see her again. I know you will.
I need to button it. Madame will have my head if I'm not ready for the next customer. Thank you for talking to me, I mean. I'll see you around, maybe. I don't know how long I can keep doing this. Feels like their tastes are getting darker. I don't know. I just get in these moods lately. I need to be alone.
I've been washing every day, like you said.
Make sure the water's good and hot.
Fresh off the stove it is. Keep it up now. I don't want the blame should them sores return. Looks like someone wants a word. Oh, good God. Mary!
Charlotte!
Christ, it must be 4 years at least.
Feels longer than that, Lottie.
I haven't been called that in a while.
Not by anyone without a little brass in their fist, eh? Oh, When did that start?
A while back. Madeline brings her in once a week. Punters always pay more for a healthy queen.
I imagine she ain't short of work. I hear there's another house just opened in Knightsbridge.
She's half-dozen lodging houses too.
Built herself quite the little empire as Madeline.
Come on then. What you been up to?
Trying to make sure I don't end up in the gutter with my throat slit.
Fuck. Don't say that, Red.
It's my own fault. I'd still be here if I hadn't given that bitch a blinker.
You were right, though. Tart ended up nicking off all of us.
Well, I hope she's happy.
You do?
Of course I fucking don't. You, enough of that. I came because I need help.
Anything.
I'm looking for someone. A man named John Pizer. Been told years where I might find answers.
What do you want him for?
This leather apron everyone's talking about. Police reckon that's him.
He came in here once or twice. Some of the girls didn't like him, said he scared them. I didn't want to be like that. I wanted Madeline to see I was strong.
And?
When we did it, he liked to pretend. You know, like he was someone else.
Who?
He was just pretending, Mary. Me too.
Charlotte who?
Killer.
Jesus!
It was just an act, a story. He didn't mean no harm.
Did he ever mention where he lived? Charlotte!
This ain't none of my business, Red. Ain't yours neither.
Shame they couldn't say that, eh? They were too old, too poor, too fucking tired. If you're happy to carry on pretending it ain't happening, then be my guest. But I can't. Not anymore.
He spoke of his mother's house. Said he liked to get away there sometimes. Mulberry Street. Number 22, I think. You're not going there, are you?
Oh, too fucking right I am.
It's not him, Mary. It can't be.
We'll soon find out. Pardon me. My friend tells me you treat the girls in here.
Forgive me. You don't seem like one of Madeline's.
Oh, I'm not. Not no more. I've got a terrible itch, see? Been like pissing pins in
I make home calls. Where do you live?
Miller's Court, number 13.
I'll drop by and see what I can do.
Oh, many thanks. Good evening.
You'll be surprised how many girls I treat. Not all off the streets, neither. I see to terribly shy ladies from all walks of life. Ladies who've recently married and been given... Oh, I'm a virgin, they say. Well, I say that's all very well and good, but your purity ain't going to cure your husband's wandering child. It is hard not to feel sorry for those silly girls. You could say we're better off in that respect. Yeah, we're less educated by the book, but more so in life. That's how I've come to see him.
Let us return.
Delac, it will be as it was an hour ago, and the hour before that, and all the other hours stretching back to yesterday.
Damn crowds. Have they no respect? A woman has died.
To hell with the crowds. Our concern should be Mary. Are you absolutely sure you haven't seen her?
Of course I'm sure. I would remember, would I not?
I suppose. It is a shame. If only there was some way you could remonstrate with this curious mob. Some special words that would convince them to leave.
Out of the question. I will not resort to sorcery. If I did, would it work?
Aye, you are desperate. You could enchant 1, 2 at a push. Certainly not dozens.
But you have the right of it. There must be something we can do to disband them.
What you need, Delac, is a diversion.
A diversion? Faye, that is masterful.
No! We are not going to repeat the rabid dog charade. I could taste soap for an entire week the last time.
On our arrival, when Charlie spoke of the recent murder, did he not promise us a spot should we have need of it?
Dulac, that was a ruse. The boy would say anything to entice you to favor him.
It is not us he need entice. Come, let us go and find him.